I'm the creative director at Oakley Mobile, and I'm kind of interested in creative and technology kind of working together. Oakley were a supplier of mine actually, and I approached Oakley to build an augmented reality solution for one of my clients, and that's how the relationship started essentially. So yeah, I kind of teamed up with Oakley to spearhead their kind of creative division and kind of take them more into more of an app agency direction, more than just a kind of app development company. Oakley Mobile is an app development company first and foremost, but we're also more of an app agency. Over the last few years we've evolved into more of a strategic direction, offering creative services as well as the cross-platform app development. So we do the code, but we also do a lot of the content as well for the clients, and that consists of animation, video content, 3D modelling, so mobile-centric content as well as the code. My role is quite broad actually. No kind of, as twee as it sounds, no one day is the same really. We have a broad set of clients, so one day we'll be doing user interface design, the next day we'll be coming up with kind of pitch winning ideas and concepts, propositions for the actual apps themselves to differentiate themselves from possibly competitor apps as well. And then other days I could be directing a video shoot, for instance, so I'm more used to being the other side of the camera than being in front of it. The sheer scope of technology that's available to marketers right now is just phenomenal. That does bring with it some unique challenges really, because we often find some companies, some marketers will fall in love with the technology and they just want to use that technology, and sometimes that can be shoehorned in incorrectly. So what we pride ourselves on doing is actually kind of understanding the client's brief and actually using the correct technology in a considered fashion for achieving their objectives really. When the technology is used correctly, it just works, and sometimes the user won't even notice that they're using technology. We've recently done a museum experience, and we've kind of got silver surfers, if I can call them that, using augmented reality. But if we said to those visitors that you're going to be using 360 video or augmented reality, they'd probably put the device down. But because the technology is so considered in the way that we've delivered it, they don't realise they're using augmented reality. To them, they've just been transported back in time to see historical figures, and that's when technology and creative work together. In order for marketers to kind of really get their apps in front of customers, as obvious as it sounds, the app has to serve a purpose. If the app doesn't serve a purpose, if the user can just go onto a website to kind of achieve the same thing, then the app's not going to get spoken about, word of mouth isn't going to be generated, and people will recommend apps if they kind of think that it's a more efficient way of doing things. A common misconception is also that just by putting social media into an app means that it's going to be shared and it will generate exposure for a company. But again, it comes back to if the app's got a purpose, then it will be shared. Videos is also a great way of showcasing an app's potential as well. Apple and Google both allow you to upload videos of the app's functionality. It can be a direct video of the functionality, or it can be more of a kind of marketing spin on the benefits of that. Some people think that an app can be measured just on its downloads alone, but the downloads are quite misleading sometimes. You don't know if somebody's used it once, twice, or just didn't actually just deleted it straight after they installed it. So what we tend to do is we'll put analytics into the majority of our apps. Those analytics enable us to measure many activities throughout the actual app itself. So an app that we did recently, we had data capture on the splash screen, and as soon as the user entered their email address, all of the activities that user then had within the app was actually assigned against their email address. The data that was kind of captured wasn't just obviously their email address, how many times they used the app, but also how many documents they downloaded, how long they spent in those documents, how many videos they watched, how many times they went back to those videos, and when they stopped viewing those videos. And that usage is not just statistics, that's actual data that can be used for lead generation, and that is vital to marketers really. So the analytics aren't just there just to kind of prove that the app's being used, it can be used in a far more beneficial way.